Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, and here we go. It's Tuesday. Hey, everybody locking in on Facebook and YouTube, watching to see what the hell's going on around here. Appreciate that. I like that. Jaber doing a little beatboxing over here.
Yeah, just a little. Just a little, mama. Don't want to get you in a frenzy.
I like your beatbox. Give me a lot, Puddin'.
Pretty good beatboxer.
I'm really not.
Strongest we got.
That does not say much.
No,
That's like saying Kevin's got the best body on the show. And he does. He's got the best body on the show, but is it really that much?
No.
I think he's got a great body.
He does have a great body.
Yeah.
Be nice to him.
Well, he has a great. He knows he's got a great body. I don't know. What the fuck did I say?
The question is who's what's better, my body or his beatboxing skills?
Oh,
Apparently neither are good.
I think they're both awesome.
I do too. I think you're downplaying yourself while insulting me.
I didn't mean to insult you, Kevin. That's not what I meant.
Well, you said it wrong.
I
then.
did. I said it wrong. I'm a dick.
Very insulting.
I love you.
Can we start this over?
All right.
Redo.
All right. Kevin, your fucking body rocks.
Yeah. Well, I got some emails coming up here in just a second. Thank you for all that. And a couple other things to check in on. I'm always kind of fascinated with what's going on in the South Florida real estate world. I mean, there's no way I'm ever going to be in on this game, but, it's fun to see. Maybe nice. Gosh, you did realize I was reading something here just a little bit ago. Howard Stern's place on Palm Beach that he bought in 2013 was $52 million.
Holy crap.
I mean, how wrong am I doing radio when that guy's buying a place for $52 million?
And doesn't he have like a Hamptons crib too?
I'm
and then
sure.
a
He does.
Manhattan crib too? Like,
He's so rich. That deal he got was Sirius. He was rich already before Sirius.
Don't forget about America's Got Talent.
Exactly.
That probably is peanuts compared to everything he's made from everything else.
Dang.
But he's, raked it in.
That bitch rich.
Really, I think everyone on his
Rich
show
bitch.
is rich. No, I mean, when I say everyone, I mean the main players.
Right.
But the thing I find fascinating is just I'm always learning something new that I never even knew before. Did you know that one of the Beatles had a place on Palm Beach?
Which one?
I don't know. What do you think? Who do you think?
Palm Beach would be Ringo.
Palm Beach, you're saying Ringo. What do you think, Virginia?
Paul.
Paul. Okay. Amazingly, you're both wrong.
Harrison?
Wow, it's really impressive that you went 3 out of 4 and you missed every single one.
Lennon?
John Lennon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I just thought because, he's passed away.
Yeah, he
Which
didn't buy
house?
it last week.
Does it say like the details about the house that he had?
Yeah, you could find the details. It is a place that he and Yoko bought in 1980, right before he died.
Wow.
So he would have, if John Lennon hadn't died, he might, like right now, you'd be like, oh, John Lennon is living on Palm Beach. He might have been kind of like a Billy Joel or something like that to us, where we see him a good bit.
That's crazy to think about.
Right. Had he not died, we likely would have seen John Lennon a ton around here in South Florida. You would think of John Lennon like you would think of a Billy Joel or
a
something.
Rod Stewart.
Yeah,
Or one of those cats that's over there.
Oh, yeah, I saw John Lennon the other day at E.R. Bradley's.
Him and Paul were in a really good place before he passed away, too. I mean, they probably would have ended up doing some music together. I really feel the Beatles would have probably had a resurgence as a group.
Yeah.
If John Lennon would have stayed alive.
That's a good point. It really could have. That would have been amazing
sad.
to see.
It is.
It's so sad to think about, like all the coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Well, it's a lesson in life where, you get real pissed off at somebody. And somebody might do you dirty. But then you just got to say, okay, what do I want that to mean? Because it's sometimes it's very selfish. Your hate is very selfish because you feel like you're proving a point. You're doing it all for yourself. Whereas, with the Beatles, you would have made music for a lot of people. It would have benefited your children, your wives, everything else by doing it.
And I don't even know if he hated John Lennon. I think he just was reading The Catcher in the Rye. He just was a little, obviously he was way off.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he really hated Lennon. Did he?
I don't know. I'm just saying that even if he did, that no matter what it was, sometimes you got to say, okay, maybe I just need to, this is something I need to put behind me because you're the one carrying the poison around.
Yeah.
Drop it, stop it, get the Beatles back together and make some music because you never know when you got some nut jobs that's going to try to, shoot you in the head.
Yeah, and then I found out, so you're talking about things you found out that you didn't know about. I found out the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
He had something he owned a wrestling company. Did you know that?
I think I might have.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, old news Pennington.
I think I'd heard about that a while ago. I think a while ago.
But it was kind of like a big name, if I remember. Billy Corgan, wrestling. Does anyone even give a shit about the store? Probably not, right?
I think that's why I forgot it.
I thought it was weird. Yeah, he did. He bought wrestling.
Which wrestling?
NWA.
NWA, what is that?
It was a wrestling federation.
I know it was a rap group.
Yeah.
Isn't that trademarked?
Somebody didn't do their job.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's called NWA.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Not my best work on the podcast.
It's okay.
Insult Kevin's body, and then I tell a shitty Billy Corgan story no one gives a frog's fat ass about.
Yeah, the John Lennon estate, if you want to look it up, it just went on the market for $47.5 million.
Wow.
So if you buy a house like that, what's your rent per month, or what's your mortgage a month?
You don't have a mortgage per month. I think you pretty much just buy it out.
Is that how you do it?
I would think so.
So Billy
I would
Joel,
imagine a lot of these people, when they buy it.
Okay, so Billy Joel doesn't have a monthly kind of a thing. He bought these houses flat out.
Yeah, I can't speak because I've never been in this market. I've never even talked to anybody.
There's got to be millionaires that still have a mortgage.
What would that?
You're talking about Billy and Howard and this next level. But I bet you there's people that have they make $1 million or $2 million a year, and they have a
$8 million home,
$5 or $4 or $3 million home.
So they have that monthly.
They have to have a mortgage. I don't know what the mortgage would be on a $1 million house.
Yeah, it's probably case by case. I know there's some that have a lot of money that they don't believe in incurring any kind of debt, like having to pay somebody any kind of interest. They're like, nah, we don't do that. So we pay cash, we buy outright.
Gotcha.
If you're able to do that, hell yeah.
Yeah, and so I wonder if there's a place where that might be a divide, where you get into the upper, $10s, $20 million.
This property's paid for.
Yeah, where those kind of people don't mess with that kind of stuff, saying, look, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to do it right. But then you have that one person that really can't afford that $1 million mansion or $2 million or $3 million home, and they're way extended because they're just trying to show off.
I know a guy that knew a guy that did that. He bought a house on Palm Beach, but literally could not afford the house. And they were only over there for 6 months. And then,
wow, 6 months.
Yeah.
Damn.
6 months, and I think his business went up in flames, and he was on a bunch of coke.
Yeah.
Do you think the COVID's going to do something to the whole housing market? I mean, our houses are going to go down in price, you think, because of all this? In a couple months?
I wonder because, the only thing that I saw was that the top billionaires, their wealth has gone up 10% since the COVID. So I don't know that it will. I'm not.
But are they the ones that dictate that, or would that be just the regular market?
Well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. John Lennon's house just went on the market for $47.5 million. So in 2016, the people that are putting it on the market, because it wasn't Yoko that did it, she hasn't owned it all this time. It's exchange
Other
hands.
people.
But in 2016, the people that own it now bought it for $23 million. They're putting it up for double in 4 years the amount. So I imagine they know something or somebody to say, hey, in 4 years, even in this environment, it just went on the market.
Wow.
Even during this whole thing, that they think that somebody in this market would pay $47.5 million for that home.
But if something, let's say the market crashed, would that lower the house, you're buying a house. Is that lowered a great deal or not really?
You're asking smart money questions, and I don't know the answers.
I thought you were kind of like the Susie Orman of the Palm Beaches.
No. Sorry, you got the wrong girl.
Megan in the chat room, she said, yes, there will be a crash. I don't know what her credibility is.
Well,
but,
she's in the chat room. That's
yeah.
very credible.
So there you go.
All right, cool. Thank you, Megan. I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're thinking about getting a place. Mm-hmm. It might be a good time to talk to somebody, a trusted friend.
Mm-hmm. I already talked to your boy.
Good.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Denny's and Jen.
You want to go and you want to take your time and you want to do it right.
I didn't feel
and if people that know stuff are telling you that it's going to be a better time if you wait, just wait.
Yeah, and we didn't feel like looking for a house during a pandemic anyway.
There's a lot of people doing it. You know, Panda does these videos, and he's been hired by a lot of real estate people where he's going through houses by himself with the camera, doing tours of houses, and they're posting these up online on Facebook, and they're selling houses that way.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of virtual tours, upper, high-level homes are being sold that way right now.
Yeah. Somebody else just texted in and said, yeah, the houses in Port St. Lucie are selling really fast right now in the $200,000 to $300,000 price range.
Okay. A little far for the bird. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of gas money.
Yeah, it's a lot of drive.
I'm a terrible... not terrible driver. I got to stop saying that because when people see me out, they're like, you fucking terrible driver. What are you out on the road for? I'm not a great driver. I don't want to drive that far. Virginia's a terrible driver.
I am better than you.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's some horse shit.
Just look at the condition of the vehicle from the stuff you've hit.
Just because you're a prissy... No, that means nothing. The reason why am I fighting with you? I got dents in my truck because you and Kevin tap danced on that ass.
You hit a tree because you were looking at a girl.
That's the wrong fucking truck. That was my truck before.
That was the last shitty truck.
That was my last shitty truck. Oh, step off to Cuesta.
Yeah, somebody else texted in and said, yeah, I've been in that John Lennon house. The current owners are my husband's relatives.
Really?
Yeah, I saw the photo of it. It looked on Palm Beach standards, like a meager dwelling, which, to everybody else, that's really
a meager
badass.
Dwelling is going for 40-something mil?
It's right on the ocean.
Oh, right on the ocean.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
that's
on the
why.
ocean. And, some of those houses now, they just buy and knock down and... then prop another monstrosity in its place. It's
sure.
7 bedrooms, 2 pools, beautiful sunroom, fantastic ocean views.
It don't sound meager.
Well, like I said, the house itself.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, on some of the Palm Beach, some of the houses are insane.
It's too much.
Really just insane.
What are you doing at that point?
Yeah. My father-in-law, he does inspections. That's what. So he goes around Palm Beach. They got some pretty strict construction rules because nobody that lives there on the island wants to see anybody's house under construction.
Right. It's an eyesore.
Yeah. So he goes around, and you have to have fences so high so you can't even really tell construction's going on. Outhouses, the doors, or those little porta potties they have, doors can't face the street. Because they don't want anybody to see anybody kicking the door open, with their dick hanging out or something like that,
Okay, I'm all in favor of that law.
Yeah, so it has to face the construction
I don't want to see
site.
no random dicks either.
That's what he writes, people up for, little citations on things like that. So he has to go around to job sites and...
You get a dick ticket. That's a good ticket.
Yeah.
If people on the street can see your dick, you're doing it wrong.
Well, and what they have to do is the construction site, they're only allowed, I think it's, I can't remember, he told me, maybe it's 3 parking spots that you're allowed to get for the construction site.
Oh, wow.
So they have places where anybody who's on the construction site, you have to carpool in. So you'll meet somewhere, maybe at a beach, and they have vans or buses that bring in the construction crew.
That sounds convenient.
So, yeah, but it's Palm Beach, and the roads are really narrow. Have you noticed that, how narrow the roads are?
Well, they're quaint.
Yeah, and they won't put up with, because imagine if you had a construction where you had 20 guys on a project and you had 20 cars all over the streets.
You're right.
And what they say goes. If the neighbor's complaining there, a neighbor complaint on Palm Beach ain't like a neighbor complaint in my neighborhood. But they're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Whatever.
You get a neighbor complaint in Palm Beach, they actually listen. And they're like, okay, sure thing. I couldn't even imagine what people in Palm Beach complain about.
Oh my gosh.
So, do you think Palm Beach has like HOA fees? Or is it just the taxes?
It'd be curious to find out what they have. There's no doubt that they have to have strict regulations on everything.
So are there taxes? How much more are taxes on Palm Beach Island than, say, West Palm?
They got to be insane. And the weird thing about it, too, you talk about somebody went over there and couldn't afford it. I've seen some of those places, and they do even have like a small apartment kind of thing.
They do have small apartments.
On Palm Beach. And I've wondered, any of those rich places in Alabama, wherever it might be in South Florida, where you got that. Yet, what is it like for you? How much is the rent on that? If I want to say, yeah, I live on Palm Beach, no big deal. But you're living in a shitty little apartment on Palm Beach, it is possible.
On like Sunrise and Sunset, like that little middle area around the Publix, there's absolutely little dinkier places. How much do those go for? Yeah.
And do you think when you have all that money, some of those people, guys and girls, they lose their edge when it comes to the bedroom? They're like, I have so much money, I don't have to try so hard. Hey, here we go. Do you see what I'm saying? Where they don't have to be as cutting edge, as raw as an animal.
I think there's going to be a case-by-case basis. I'm sure there's some Chads that get it done.
Okay, you don't think they start to kind of...
I mean...
All right, all right. I cross-examined you long enough.
Yeah, it is a fascinating world just to see how the rich people live and what's their life like and what they do.
Would you want to be that rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try. I would be cool. I wouldn't be stuffy.
They all say the same shit.
We'd have so much fun.
Okay, Karen.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean,
I'm not saying not have some money. I think we all want more money. I'm talking about that unbelievably large 100 million.
Yeah, I think, mo money, mo problems certainly is a thing. But if you have people that you trust, which we do, we could do it.
I think there's some people that are good at being rich and some people are terrible. I think people are like, yeah, I got a lot of money, but here's what I'm doing with my money. Here's how I'm living my life. I value friendships, relationships. I have good character with what I'm doing with my money. And those people seem like life is awesome. And then there are people who freaking buy stupid fast cars. Their kids are assholes. They're blowing on cocaine, and their life's a complete mess, and it's falling apart. They're on their fifth wife or husband, and so you see that. It just depends. There are people that are good with money and people that are terrible with it. I would like to see if I'd be good with it, or if my life would fall apart, and I go from watching shows about cocaine to doing tons of cocaine. You just want to make sure you don't lose touch with people and who you are. Because a lot of these rich people, they get so rich and everyone kisses their ass and they're so used to everyone doing everything for them, they start to get detached from your average person. And you just got to be careful you don't get that way.
I think you got to keep your same friends.
Yeah, I feel like Adam Sandler he does it great. He has a shit ton of money. He has his friends. They keep him grounded.
But he still walks into bars and talks to people and buys a round of shots for people. And acts like a cool guy who's happy to actually meet you.
Yeah, like I said, there's people that do it right and people that don't. I think if you said, hey, look, everybody matters. I see value in every single person, and you don't think that you're just better than everybody else. If you don't ever get that attitude, I think having money would be great.
If I got $20 million right off the bat, I'd put $3 million right into the show instantly. We'd build a studio. We'd get that fucking chocolate river.
Is it $20 million tax free? You just got it.
Tax free.
Okay, so you put $3 into the show.
Right off the bat, $3 into the show.
I think you could make it happen.
Oh, we could. Gosh, isn't it nice to dream? All right, I want the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do things to make your life so much more fun, pleasurable. You could give back to the things that you care about and the people that you love. You could change just not your life, but the life of everybody in your family.
Well, I feel like if we had that kind of nut, that kind of money, we could still do this show, and then there'd be a sense of pressure that's gone because you'd be your own backer. You know what I mean? You can't fire yourself.
I think the thing that would be toughest for me is, we get so many emails. I'm like, gosh, I just wish I had all this money. I could help people with this bill and that bill because it seem like legit issues. That would be what I think would be toughest. If, it was known that you had a little bit of money, all the requests that are coming in, how you would handle that without somebody being going, this guy has a mansion on the ocean and he can't give me $100,000 for this surgery that my mom needs to stay alive. Those kind of requests. I think that might be one of the biggest heartbreaking challenges because you could probably give away all your money in a week.
I think what you'd have to do is you'd have to put a system in place. You would have either like a personal assistant or somebody that their sole job was to go through requests and business offers and all that kind of stuff. And you set up the parameters ahead of time.
A foundation like a lot of people do.
Yes.
And you take in all the requests. You say, look, I can give away, if I give away this much money, I will be broke in 3 weeks. But I can comfortably still give away all this amount of money at this level, at this rate.
And I think once you hit a certain amount of income, it's a good thing for you to do charitable donations. And
it is, yeah.
I think you have to at a certain level, but you do need somebody that does all the work for you. You can't be the guy saying yes and no.
Right.
Because you're like me. You'd be too soft.
I would, yeah, and it'd be
You
tough.
can't. You can't.
And the other thing I've heard about being rich is everything is a lot more expensive. And that's where you got to watch yourself. Like you can, even though you have a lot of money, you can lose an ungodly amount of money in a very short amount of time when you're talking about maintenance and taxes and this and lawsuits and blah, blah, blah. When you go down the line, there are people like going, dude, you had $500 million. How'd you lose it all? I'll be like, well, it was
someone drowned
$40 million for this, that.
Someone died in the chocolate river. Their family sued me.
I can remember like many, many years ago, the first time I ever got an invite to go to the Bahamas. It was on a big, big boat with a family that I was almost going to marry into.
Yep.
But I remember them telling me that you don't just go to the boat dock and gas up that boat because it's just too much gas. So the gas truck came to the house and they gassed it up that way. And the gas tab to fill up the boat was $12,000. And I remember thinking,
that's insane.
I couldn't even gas this boat.
Right.
If I saved all the money I had for months, I could not afford to gas this boat.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay,
that's how you can easily lose a lot of money and fast.
Yeah.
But if you are a multimillionaire and you like a smaller boat and you're able to, I'm just saying you got to stay grounded.
Sure.
You got to stay grounded. I think that's the key to all of it.
But what if you like a big boat? You got to be prepared.
You're right. We all have our thing. Kevin, he likes, going to ball games, and you would start spending money on the best experience in every game.
That would be it. Yeah, that's where.
Kevin would get a box, and we'd be in it.
You might even get your own plane.
I would. Yeah, I'd have a box. Bring all my friends. Be like, hey, I've got that. I would love that. That'd be amazing to be able to have 20 people, close friends, in a box at a great sporting event.
Well, it starts off that way. Then you're thinking, I got to get a private plane now so I can, fly in there and have easy access.
Put everybody up in a hotel, yeah. Oh, yeah, it could get away from you super fast. And then that's why I think you'd have to say, I'm only going to splurge in this category.
Yeah, you can't go nuts with everything. Don't just spray.
My thing would be okay, sporting events, I got you. We're going to do the best.
Mine would be some toys, obviously. I'd buy
sex toys.
No, my vintage toys.
Butt plugs for everyone.
Vintage butt plugs. Mm-hmm. They're very dirty.
I don't know. I want those things brand new. I don't want a vintage butt plug.
I would do toys, and I would do. I would build a unbelievable music studio and an unbelievable wiffle ball field.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man.
The music studio could be the radio studio.
Yeah. We could do a video section, Kev.
Oh, yeah.
Have your own office.
I know.
What's that like? Have your own office. Shit.
Dreams. I got a few items here, emails, some of them about food. Deanna said, hey, I was listening to Friday's show, and I heard Jaber talking about soup spots. There's a great place near my house that has a nice selection of soups that rotate with a few staples. I also tried the panini, and it was very good. They do grilled cheese, and you can try the soups before you choose. Oh, that's kind of fun. Apparently, maybe just stick your spoon right in the big old spoon vat there and just taste right out of it.
Sounds very healthy.
Yeah.
Is this the place in Lake Worth?
Wonder if they're from Boston. Just noticed their web address. Winderiff? I don't know. Deanna, is she in Boston?
Is it a Boston soup?
Is it a place you can try? I don't know.
Winderiff?
It's a Wicked Good Soup. WickedGoodSoup.com.
That sounds good.
Wicked Good Soup.
Gosh, man, I would definitely fuck up some soup today.
Somebody else said, I saw this and thought of Jaybird. That's exactly the pizza that I used to have back.
Yes.
That I would dip into the ketchup.
That's
I love
it.
that pizza. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the regular pizza. They also had the super sliced pizza, which was the longer triangle.
School pizza, yeah.
And then they had the Mexican pizza, which was the octagon.
Yeah, I love that. That square pizza, that was amazing. Yeah, I remember when you got into high school, because when you're in elementary school, pizza would be on Friday, but you had to get the tray lunch and whatever they served every day. But because we had an elementary school attached to the high school, when you got to the high school on the other side of the cafeteria, the bigger side, you were able to get whatever you wanted, and that would be Little Debbie's, the chocolate milkshakes, pizza every single day. It was amazing, yeah.
That was fancy.
I remember a couple notable moments was when, because in Lake Park Elementary, you were allowed 4th grade and older, you could finally go to the salad bar, and that was a big deal, man. You could get
I never had any of this. I had the most broke down school lunch experiences.
Well, you would get your meal, and then you could go to the salad bar, and you would take the French dressing and just douse your pizza with it. It was so good.
We never had a salad bar.
And then when Taco Bell came to my high school, that was a big effing deal, man. Taco Bell.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
In the cafeteria.
Not a bad deal.
I know I sound like I'm bragging, and I apologize.
You kind of are.
I know.
I never had any of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the good life.
Gosh, I want that square pizza so bad right now. That thing looks so good.
Yeah. New beverage is out. Anheuser-Busch just announced yet another new line of hard seltzers. It's called Social Club Seltzer. And the flavors are based on classic cocktails, like the Old Fashioned and the Gimlet. Sounds like the Fling cocktails.
I like those Fling.
That Boulevard Brewery out of Kansas City was making that we had tried that you get at Total Wine.
Those were lovely.
They have like a gin and tonic. And
they had a margarita. They had a Mai Tai.
They had a vodka.
A blood orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did, and they were doing them too without the sugars and all that kind of good stuff.
And they tasted great.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They've got to taste great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it tastes great, no sugar and low calories. And people are jamming on that. That's really taken off. Because a lot of people, I think it might, for me, I know it bellies up with the keto craze. And so I think people are like, it's just, and they're selling like.
What's the name of this one? This new one you
Social Club Seltzer.
By
Anheuser-Busch.
Okay. Because there's also a Bud Light sparkling like a seltzer.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, they also have, this is their 5th hard seltzer.
Okay.
That they have. So they've got the Bon and Vive, the Bud Light Seltzer, the Natural Light Seltzer, and the Corona Hard Seltzer. I didn't realize they had the Corona Hard Seltzer. They don't have White Claw, which is the dominant market share, but, you know, they're cranking out Anheuser-Busch with tons of different seltzers. So you'll have the seltzers, and then these will be more the craft cocktails in a can, which is way behind. Fling was doing that last summer, remember?
And they were tasty.
They were good.
You got to make sure they're tasty. I've got those Bud Light seltzer ones in my fridge right now. Somebody gave me the black cherry.
I think they're good, yeah.
I've got a bunch of them.
I've had them.
I'll be drinking them this weekend.
Yeah, I'm into the seltzer craze right now because I'm doing the keto, and so, you know, if I'm trying to stay strict on that, unfortunately, my old craft beer diet of lots of carbs and sugars.
It was fun.
I had a great time with it. I really did. I still love it, and I still love craft breweries. But
the vibe is amazing.
Yeah, that's why I would love to see a lot of these craft breweries start doing that.
Well, your Funky Buddha is.
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah.
It's amazing drinking just regular beer compared to the craft, because you got me started on all the craft stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess because my buddy Jim, he worked for Lagunitas, and he gives me all the Lagunita beer. Is that craft?
That's craft beer,
that's
yeah.
absolutely
So
craft
I've been
beer.
so used to drinking that, so when I go back to like
oh, I know, it's tough.
Dude, I can drink like 9 of them and feel it's like water.
Yeah, it is. You don't feel anything. And yeah, if I go back and have like a regular beer now, Corona's about the only thing that I'm like, any other beer, I'm just like, ugh.
I can crush a
Can't do
Corona beer really quick.
Yeah.
And it's done.
I know. Smooth and easy. Got quick show here from Paris. She said, watched a show called Upload a couple weeks ago. I really recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime, but the concept is when you die, you're uploaded to a virtual reality. Amazing show. Jay Bird and the Weird Whatever team would really enjoy this one.
Oh,
Very
cool.
That reminds me. I wanted to tell y'all I found something new on Netflix. I don't know if you know about. Did you ever see that movie Bad Grandpa?
Yes.
So they have a Bad Grandpa, like 0.5.
Okay.
It's behind the scenes of Bad Grandpa, and it is really good. Johnny Knoxville, all the producers.
That's cool.
You see like how they set everything up. You see like the makeup. You see the behind the scenes. If you're a big fan of that movie, like I love that movie.
Okay.
You will definitely laugh out loud, and it's fascinating how they got the shots and how they get people to sign the waiver and who's cool about signing it, who's not cool about signing the waiver. Like, how did they do it?
I like that. You know what I would love to see? I would love to see a behind the scenes of Punk'd of all the celebrities that said you cannot run that. I know there's at least one where a guy got really pissed off, and I can't even remember his name. But he said, you guys cannot run this. I guess he got really mad and scared during the punking. And he's like, I don't want this to get out.
He had a bad showing.
Well, Timberlake cried.
I remember.
He was close to crying.
Timberlake's was great.
Mm-hmm. And I just saw this coming through. We were talking towards the end of the regular show just about what do you know, what do you believe? And, there's all these projections and, even that Dr. Burks or whatever her name is. She's saying, I don't believe the CDC numbers. I think they're 25% inflated. DeSantis is like, because they came out with this new projection, that thing that said, yep, should have figured. You go back out, and now they've really upped the projections of deaths in the U.S. and in the state of Florida and said, they're going to go through the roof, told you guys. And then they asked DeSantis, he's like, he said those models have not been right yet. He's like, I don't believe them.
Well, then I heard someone arguing about how, okay, for example, if someone in New York died of a heart attack in their home, but they also had COVID, was it the COVID that killed him or the heart attack? And then some people were arguing that those numbers were going towards the COVID count.
Yeah, that's, I think, why that Dr. Burks is saying I'm not necessarily believing the CDC, because what you guys are qualifying as the coronavirus deaths. I don't,
Like you mean
believe it.
You might have had the COVID, but you also had a heart attack. So was it the heart attack that killed you?
Yeah. So it's just
who knows.
Basically, we just ended it not really taking a side, just saying it's like who knows, and you don't.
None of us know.
And so Twitter now is creating labels for misleading COVID information, even if it comes from the president. Here's the thing, though. Who's determining that these labels are legit? Because apparently the best that we have, even in the government, you got CDC, World Health Organization, and you got the White House people, and then governors. None of those four people agree. So Twitter, how do you know what you're putting the label on, that it's legit and not? Is it by your own determination? And do you believe your own determination is better than any of those four groups?
And what's your political affiliation? Will you tell us that real quick, too?
There's an interesting podcast with Joe Rogan interviewing someone that runs the Twitter, like one of the people that run Twitter, and how they...
The head twit?
How they ban stuff and what they do ban stuff. And it was quite interesting to see what their criteria is, because it's different depending on who's tweeting. And if, you're saying, how does Twitter determine that? It's a great question. Who is Twitter, affiliated with?
And Twitter really could shape a lot of people's thoughts on this by them deeming that this is bad information, stamping and then sending it out there, and they're going, oh, don't listen to that. And you're telling everybody, like, yeah, Twitter, but who knows if Twitter's right?
Well, Twitter, the argument is sometimes people will say something that's not nice. It's not it's not flowered up with nice words. It's a strong opinion, and because it doesn't fit an agenda, it gets deemed as hate speech, and then it's kicked off. And then when you examine it, you go, well, that wasn't hate speech. This was just an opinion on something that had nothing to do with hate speech. And that was the argument.
Yeah. That will be interesting to see how that...
It's messy, y'all.
It's messy, y'all.
It is, yeah. That's the problem that I'm having. I'm trying to put in the time and read everything that I can. And I feel like sometimes the more that I read, the more confused I get.
And then we have to ask ourselves this question. Who does the Kevin Ralston work for? No, I'm just kidding.
Hubbard. Yeah, I wish I had kickbacks.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take them. Nobody's offering them. That's my problem. So there you go. All right, thanks for all the emails. Thanks for locking in. Thanks for being here. I also want to say thanks not only emails, but letters. We got a really nice one, a groovy thank you that came in here. It says Trader Joe's on the back. That's where the card came from Christine and Stewart. She said, thanks for all you do. It can't be easy keeping a happy, brave face every day. And
Aww.
there are even Simpson stickers in here.
That's cute.
Everybody can do, so we appreciate that. It says Rockstar, so thanks for taking that time to send that to everybody here on the KVJ show.
I gotta say happy birthday to Chip Lubeck, the president of Little Smiles. It's his birthday today.
Chippa!
The volunteer president of Little Smiles does so much work for free all year long.
He got me the drunkest I've ever been for my birthday.
Lubeck or Donahue?
Donahue, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
No, Lubeck is the good one.
God.
Donahue is the founder.
My bad.
Now, he's the one you want to drink with.
That's right. Okay, I follow. Retraction.
They're both fun. They're both fun to party with.
All right, well, you guys have an amazing day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.